move straight on here because the amount of subjects that we want to get covered is a hell of a lot in the short time that we've got today. Now, common purpose, Martin, what I want to discuss there is we touched on that earlier. It's a huge subject, and its tentacles basically go right through this country, and I'm hearing also in America there's a similar type of, should we say, association in place.
I think when you start to look at common purpose and have a clear understanding of it, you will understand that the techniques that are used come back from early 80s with Richard Bandler, with neuro-linguistic programming, which is a fantastic subject in itself, and something that I've been privy to having some involvement with over the years. Where common purpose is concerned, the frightening aspect here is that it's being used to lead beyond authority. And I think where Julia Middleton's concerned, bearing in mind this is John Prescott's secretary, who again part of the Labour government, she's been planning this and putting this together with some influential people, but more than idiots. I've got to say that, and I mean, I'm very careful as to what I say and what names I come out with, but to say that Sir David Bell is part of Common Purpose and one of the top people in this organisation, you know, blows my brains. And I also feel very sad as to think what this guy's need to be involved with such scum is, you know, because he could have put his head and everything else that he's got to so many good uses, and that's so frightening. But you know, when we look at common purpose and we look at it as an infiltration, and we look at it as an army, because that's exactly what it is, and it's there to infiltrate the government. It's there to infiltrate the health authority. It's there as a broad spectrum subject now to infiltrate every organisation in the UK.
So just to interrupt there, it's classed as a charity, is that right?
It's classed as a charity, but the unforgiving thing about this, the money that's actually made through Common Purpose. Have you ever looked at how much these courses cost? You're talking between £4,500 and £6,500 for a course. Right, now, okay, neuro-linguistic programming back in the 80s, I think I paid about 150 quid, which was a lot of money at the time.
Yeah.
But what these people do, they use a technique called reframing. And that's basically getting dustbin men to do bank managers' jobs.
Okay.
You know, they was born idiots. They will always be idiots. And, you know, some people you just cannot educate. Where Common Purpose is concerned, because of the way of the working, the sickness of the thoughts of management within companies in this country, they're put there purely to cock the system up.
Okay.
Have you never wondered why nothing runs right anymore?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, I've had some recent situations with Virgin Media, Richard Branson. Now, there's an educated guy. Look at the money that he's made, but his staff are Common Purpose trained. You know, and I mean, I had this situation with Virgin, and you know, no matter what you put down on paper, how you try to explain to them, they just don't listen. And that's to lead beyond authority that's coming out of them.
Okay.
You know, and I mean, I'm only aware of Common Purpose because I have suffered at the hands of it. Suffered again at the corrupt judicial system and the corruption that's led me to research and obviously put a name to what Common Purpose is.
Yeah.
And you know, Common Purpose is what we call UMVP, which is a lawful, malicious, vindictive persecution.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this comes from the police, the MPs, your lawyers, your solicitors, certainly Rag & Co in Birmingham, your councils, the DWP, Job Centre Plus. You look at how some of these people are being treated with benefits, it's because the managers are Common Purpose trained.
So what you basically got then is a situation where people that are in authority in every type of aspects of our lives, like you said, the police, the hospitals, the councils, are all trained to this through common purpose, to have the sort of same mindset that's set by the government, basically.
I couldn't have put it better myself. And you know, I've just had a cold shiver, because when you look at the implications of this and you look at what it's about, it's mind-blowing. Because let's take, for example, Rag & Co solicitors in Birmingham.
Okay.
Now, this is one of the biggest solicitors in the country. He even got a solicitors in London. But Birmingham, it's one hell of a huge place. If I was to turn around and tell you that they have got housed in their own departments common purpose solicitors that are common purpose trained purely to lead beyond authority, would you believe me?
It's all unbelievable to look, but I can understand where you're coming
And
from.
that's what's frightening.
Yeah.
So you get somebody that gets a common purpose solicitor. If that guy's done something wrong and is in nick or is imprisoned, it's no good going to his solicitor, because the judicial system is all part of that regime. He's going to stay there forever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention any names, but I've got this situation at this moment in time, what I believe, with a member of the family or a good friend of mine. And this is a situation that we're up against. It's corruption in the judicial system.
Yeah.
Brian Gerrish, absolutely fantastic guy, and if it wasn't for Brian Gerrish, I've got to be honest with you, I'd have been left in turmoil. It's only Brian Gerrish and his knowledge and his research that allowed me to have an understanding of where my problems were coming from and what it was entirely about. After seeing one of Brian's videos, I started to get a picture that all these people, there was a conspiracy that colluded together down the gentleman's club, and they were setting people up left, right and centre, doing money deals, they was doing this with property, doing absolutely everything. And I've even got a case on site, David King, who was murdered at the age of 18, that has some involvement with Mike O'Brien, the MP. And do you think the police will take the complaint serious? And we have got so much evidence that can be substantiated and point in the direction of Mike O'Brien and the people who he has dealt with, the police and the IPCC, and information that should be taken serious. I went down to London a fortnight ago with a good friend, Alan Darby, and we placed the information on the desk at the Royal Courts of Justice. He'd come back totally ignored.
Didn't even look at it.
Didn't even look at it.
Okay.
Why? Because it's common purpose. And these people know that the media, it's only the media that can spread the word.
Mm.
And you know, where you look at the BBC one, you look at the keys across the way there, you look at the BBC, you look at people that are in authority with regards the Freemasons.
Yeah.
Tony Blair, Gordon Brown, Freemasons.
Yeah.
You know, the higher up that ladder you go, the sicker they get.
Yeah.
And not only the sicker do they get, but the more money they are forced to put into that fund. You know, these people aren't going to have any scruples in what they do with people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we know that Tony Blair, Gordon Brown don't get two hoots. You know, I mean, we're going to touch on the Ollie Gregg situation in a while as well. You know, back in 2006, we had a situation with a group of paedophiles that was being supported by Tony Blair. I've just been given the nod that I've got to pack up in a second or two because of that timer again. So over to you in a minute.
Okay. Just to sort of catch up on everything we just said there, just to reiterate everything there. Listen to what Marty's saying here. You've got a paedophile ring. You've got government control. Okay?
Correct.
I mean, just to say to that, don't let these words just go over your head. Don't just hear what he's saying. This is how important it is. People just sit, it is explosive stuff, but it's true.
Important thing, Paul. You've got to ask the question, and then let's cut it dead because I want to come back to you.
Okay.
Would I put my neck on the line?
Exactly. Okay, guys. Thank you.